Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and the streets are rocking, according to, well, to Yolanda and Aprylete. Hello, Aprylete
Yeah.
Russell. How are you?
What up? It's
Okay.
Thursday.
And she's got I guess, a song in her heart and a shimmy to her shoulders.
I do
Oh,
because
I
my
like the shimmy to
baby
the shoulder.
shimmy to the shoulders. Okay,
Is
yeah.
this it? Let's
That
No,
was
dance.
that was
no.
more like
That
a
That
ain't it.
workout.
that's
This
from
is
your
more.
rehab. That's your rehab classes. That's
You ain't
your.
lying. It is. Woof.
That's to break the shoulders in. These shoulders is loose. You just gotta, loosen them up a
No,
Oh,
little bit.
no,
yeah.
no, no.
We're
That's
gonna
not.
work on that.
That ain't it either.
As April said, you're gonna work on that, right?
Okay, we'll work on that and get back with you.
Oh man.
It was a beautiful day here in North Texas. Did you all get outside and play?
We did. So my baby's back, you guys. I don't know if y'all care, but y'all care, but I don't know if the audience cares. But
Oh,
Goody Daddy is
Gucci!
back.
Oh, look at there. Look at
Mhm.
that face.
Look at
Yes,
Gucci!
yes.
Oh,
Hello.
There.
So
Well,
we're
welcome
excited.
back,
So
Gucci. Welcome back to the Metroplex.
yeah, so we
How
definitely
long
did a
was he
nice
gone?
swap. He was gone for almost 2 months. It's
Oh,
yeah, it's
wow!
been
it
a
was that
minute.
long?
It Yeah, like if I really calculate, I don't really want to go back, but like if I calculate, it's been about 2 months because I was back and forth to St. Louis, and so he was
Right,
there just the entire
right.
time.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
Gucci's
yeah, so
back.
he does need an adjustment time.
He
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
He does. So I will give him grace. I will give him grace because we all deserve, and he is deserving of that. However, he got a couple of days to get back in check, and
How
that's
many how
because
many days does he have? Because my
a
mother
couple.
used to say, well, like when I was in a bad mood or whatever, and I was an only, so I didn't have any way to take my feelings out. And she said, how much time do you need?
Oh, so she gave you
She gave me, and she
the
let me
space.
set she let me set the boundaries.
Love that.
How much time do you need? And I was like, and then started out going
That's a good
five
question.
five 10 minutes, and she's like, all right, 10 minutes. I'm coming back, and you're gonna have a different attitude. And that was, and then as I got older, I needed more time. But it was giving.
But I love
I
that.
don't know
Like,
if
how
you,
much time do you need? Because a lot of people want to force when it's time to change emotions. It's like, wait a second, give me a moment to regulate how I feel,
right.
and then I will come. But Gucci, yeah, he don't have that luxury. So you got a couple. You got a couple of days. We
It's a
on a tight
sign.
ship.
It's a sign.
Yeah, she used to be gray, but now she's black or
I
white.
told y'all.
I understand, Aprylette.
Yolanda is black or white, not in her approaches to people, but pretty much everything else. It's hot drinks and hot food, or actually, no, it's hot food, cold drinks. There's no warm. It's hot, hot, and cold, cold. And the thing with spices too is spicy spice or didn't have much taste to it.
Yep, yep. But I'm like that. Even I think even with people, either I'm gonna mess with you or I'm not.
You don't sit on the fence. It's just like there's no fickleness.
Nope.
I think you're better at that with people.
Thank you for saying that, Sybil.
I think you're better at that
I wish.
with
Okay,
people.
I would like to be the yogi part of me would like
Yeah,
to be
for
that
sure.
way.
I think that is especially what takes over your aura or your feelings about people. I know you say you don't need no more new friends, but they seem to glom onto you.
Not
And
not one more.
but when they do
Ain't nothing
come
wrong with that.
into your world, when they
Right?
come into your world, you are open to the process.
My circle is
Yeah.
full.
But she is still open, you guys, because
She's
she
been
is
saying that for 30
It's-
years, April.
man, and she pick up somebody every year.
It's always a
Every
stray. It's not a dog, but it's a person, and she brings him into the group. It
I got picked up. I mean, if y'all want to know the story, like that's how I got picked
well, that's true.
up.
but you're different because I really fell in love with you. Did I tell you how I met Aprylette?
Are you
Simple.
asking
Who,
Sybil or
who
you
are you
asking the people?
talking to?
You. Did I tell you how I met Aprylette? There's only three of us.
I thought you were talking to the audience. I really
Oh
didn't.
no.
I feel like Sybil knows the story. Sybil, were you
I,
not there?
I was not there.
Wasn't there.
There. Okay. Okay.
But
So
I'll tell it
take it back.
right quick. So I was in Atlanta and I was shooting this really incredible PSA
Okay.
Yeah.
about women's rights. And we were on a set and everything was set up. And one of the scenes was we had a lot of people in the background. There was a party going on. And we had a whole lot of boys, but we didn't have any girls. So Aprylete she was on the production team. So she was in there grinding. She had her production gear on, and she was, and I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty girl. She should be in the shot." And so she's like, "Oh no."
And I called somebody for you. I'm like, I have somebody I could call some contact.
That's what she did. She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Nope, we got to do this right now. We're moving. Let's do this." Well, now I was like, "Listen, I really need you to do this. We'll just put you in the back. We just need, some background." Girl, honey, let me tell you, by the time it was on the set, somehow Aprylete she had a scarf, her hair was done, she was all made up, and she was in front. She was singing at the party, and she was, "Hey, I was like,
literally.
like her.
She said, "Now, little girl, how did you go from?" And "Now, little girl, how did you go from? I don't want to do it. So now you directing the whole little shot."
Oh yeah, she was the person who was telling, "Come on, y'all, come on." Whoa, that's what's up. I like women that are strong and take charge and I'm very attracted to that. And she was, and let me tell you the other thing that sealed it for me. So I might be a little long in the tooth, that I recognize, and I'm not as hip as I pretend to be. And that was when they started out. That was when that was when they were saying the saying. What was the saying?
Turn up.
What was the saying? Anyway, I missaid it. Now, I am the executive producer. I am the woman in charge.
She corrected you?
She corrected me.
Oh, Aprylete. Aprylete.
I remember that, but I cannot remember the saying.
What was it? It's something that young people say. Is it true that or that part? That's what it was. I said that over there.
That over there.
She said, "Ain't that the truth?" That's what she said. And I'm like, "It's that part."
And when I turned around because I was like, "Really?"
Aprylete, I don't know how you made it this far. I don't even know how you made it into the state of Texas.
Oh my God. I was like,
look, that's what pulled our little heartstring.
I say, that's a young lady that I have to have in my life. What you doing? What you doing in your life? Come on, you coming with me.
Yeah, and from then on, then I will just wrap it up. It's just like I call her my miracle worker. It's like literally from then on, life was great, but life has been really good, and I appreciate that, and I love you for that.
I love you too, baby.
You're a really, really great human. Bye, Sybil. Who can kick her out on her show?
You're right. You're right.
Just so beautiful.
Oh, Sybil. Go on with your little show.
Would you like to stay with us?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sybil, it's you. I'll ride with you wherever you go.
Okay. This is our What You Need to Know newsletter discussion. The What You Need to Know newsletter is our Monday through Friday effort to super serve the African American community. And to do that, we have a number of young contributors. And Aprylete, this is her day. She is our mental health and wellness contributor. If you would like to subscribe to the newsletter and get a lot of the great stuff that Aprylete brings in, as well as Coy Malone and Cameron Riley and Quinn Townsend Riley, each day they have a different day for the most part on the evening show to talk about their issues. Today, Aprylete talks about the celebrities taking charge of their mental health as well as helping others.
Yes, there's so many in the hip hop community. I've done a story about Megan Thee Stallion speaking on mental health. I've done a story about G Herbo, who is from Chicago, speaking up about mental health. And so now the baby, whose name is Kirk Johnson, he is now speaking up about mental health. And he just released a mental health toolkit. And this was sponsored and in partnership with Mental Health of America in West Charlotte. So he's from Charlotte. He went to school out in Charlotte. And so he just recently visited West Charlotte High School, where his little brother went to school. And so he introduced this mental health toolkit. It's very important to him because his brother actually died by suicide. Yes, back in 2020. And so this mental health and this
2020?
initiative in 2020, his brother, yes. And his brother was 34 when he passed away. And so that right there, of course, the baby up, and just them living in Charlotte and just rough territory and things like that. So he's dealt with a lot of trauma. He's dealt with a lot of mental health challenges around him and within himself. So he created thebabycares.org, which is a website with lots of tools and tips and tricks. And so with the toolkit, he went to West Charlotte High School and spoke to about 700 students about their mental health. And he presented the toolkit, and there's lots of resources inside the toolkit that talks about anxiety, unexplained anger, a loss of interest, drugs, suicide, of course. And then on his website, when I did my research, they have something where he's offering free counseling sessions for people who cannot afford them.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Very
really
nice.
impressive.
It really is.
And how many, did it say how many young people did he sign up, or did he, you said 700 attended. Did
Yeah,
all
700 attended. I'm not exactly for sure, but the principal did pretty much like make a statement and was saying that everybody was engaged, everybody has access. So we don't know exactly how many students have signed up, but since it was in front of 700, I hope at least 600 signed up. But it's really impressive too, because when you think about the conversation of mental health and conversation of anything, when you have celebrities or they influence, right? So it gets the conversation going in the dialogue. But one thing I just always preach, and I will preach forever, is the education behind mental health and mental illness, the differences between the two, and really understanding what that means, and the tips and tricks. Not saying those aren't necessary, those come, but it's just like just understanding what you're feeling or what your body is going through, what your mind is going through. I think that is super important. So I just encourage everybody who is looking up to the celebrities to talk about mental health, not only sharing their story to make you feel that you're not alone, it's actually understanding what their story means or what that means to you.
I think it's great that, hundreds of kids attended, and if they all signed up, that would be great. But it all starts with just one person.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
if
I was gonna say.
if he gets that one person,
Yep.
I think
Can
that
make a
makes a big
difference.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And save a life, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
That is good story, Aprylete. Let me tell you something.
Mhm.
And I want to publicly say this, and I've said this to you, but I want to publicly say this because I want you to be on notice that we're paying attention. You are special and you have a gift. And this mental illness space, we need your voice. And it is my desire for you, it's my prayer for you to really, really step in to this space. You are so neat. That's a great story to
I
share.
appreciate that.
And just, your passion and your information and the way you research, I just want to encourage you to just continue, because your voice is just very important.
And your ability to tell a good story.
Yes.
I received that. I appreciate that so much. Oh, I love that. Thank you.
And I don't know what it
Thank
takes for you to do that.
Yeah.
But do what you have to do for yourself, but the community needs you.
I received that, and I appreciate that. I think as growing into like your passion and knowing what you love and wanting to have the accolades behind, I think just as a Black woman in general, like being in spaces where you feel inadequate. So when it comes to mental health and mental illness, from lived experience and living with people with experience, like that's where the passion came from. And then of course did my research, did my education. And so since I don't have a degree or I'm not a psychologist, sometimes I feel as if I am inadequate or my voice doesn't matter. But I know being an advocate, what that means. So I just thank you for pouring into me, and you guys even for trusting me on this platform, because you could have chosen someone else. You could have chosen someone with a PhD, or you could have chosen a licensed therapist. So to hear from me, I appreciate this space. So thank you so much.
Well, we appreciate you. We really do. And I'm glad you came out with all of the Aprylete-ness that brought you to Yolanda's attention.
I know, right?
Look at our friend.
Midnight Rider, here's a voice of compassion. Hers is a voice of compassion, he says on YouTube. You can hear and feel it.
You can feel it. You can. So good. Midnight Rider, thank you for sharing that, because I hope you don't think I'm just blowing smoke up your skirt. Is that?
I don't, because you don't. They don't say that no more. But that's not who you are. So I don't believe that. They don't say that. Now it's like gassing you up, making you got the big head.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all are too fun.
Oh
but
my
no,
goodness.
that's one thing. If y'all know Yolanda, she does not do that. Like, again, the black and white. She's not gonna tell you something that ain't true. It's just like, So yeah, I believe you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She's not just gonna blow smoke up
your skirt. Smoke up.
Not anymore, Sybil. There's no smoke growing up skirts anymore. That ain't what they do
that anymore. No.
They never did.
Where did you even get that from? That is funny.
She just has such a vivid imagination.
I don't know if you have your express yourself question. That's a great express yourself question. What are some of the sayings that they don't say anymore that don't make any sense?
Or don't make any sense.
Yeah.
And I had a really nice question, but once again, this day has shown us that question is gone out the window.
Null and void.
Whew, Lord, that was hilarious.
That's gone. So this this moment of heartfelt emotion and gratitude is brought to you by Yolanda's Smokehouse.
And Aprylete, Sybil is one of those. She don't let stuff. She don't let it go. She don't let it die.
Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the What You Need to Know newsletter, is absolutely free. You won't get all of this, but you will get all of the information that we have in there, such as Aprylite's great story. And if you'd like to go to SybilWilkes.com, sign up for the newsletter. It won't cost you a dime. All we ask is that when you get the newsletter every day, to open it. That would be greatly appreciated. Also in the newsletter, it's Black Voters Matter Thursday, and Coy Malone wrote about the record-breaking first day of early voting in the state of Georgia. Voters cast over 300,000 ballots on the first day of early voting, shattering the previous record of 136,000 votes in 2020. So they more than doubled it, a 123% higher record than the old record for the first day. So good. And we've got a number of stories related to early voting in Georgia. Aprylete, are you registered to vote in Texas? Okay, I'm going to move on from the health section. Nearly 12 million pounds of...
Wait, really quick though. Let's go back to it, because there's a lot of people that may not be registered to vote in the new state that they're living in. So I am not. However, is that a bad thing? If I can still vote in my hometown, this is a real question. Is that a bad thing? Because I know nothing about Texas, their laws, what they got going on. I'm not a real Texian. I'm a St. Louisan. And not saying that, you know what? Sybil, take it away.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point, because if you just work here, but if your community is in St. Louis, and we just hope that you go back to St. Louis and early vote. Because Sybil, you can't mail in vote anymore, can you?
Well, it depends on the state.
Oh, okay. I thought
in St. Louis you can mail in votes in St. Louis. Me and my mother, we talked about that, yeah. And if I'm wrong, because me and my mom talked about it, and we may be from the same crayon box. But if somebody knows, please drop it in the chat, because I would love to know. But no, I am not registered to vote in Texas.
We're going to remedy that, because this election, as you know, is very important.
It is very important. It's extremely important. I understand the severity.
So Yolanda, what were you gonna say?
That if she's not, she can go home and vote.
Yeah. Gucci didn't bring you a ballot?
Goody daddy. Did you put it on your back? He didn't.
So could you leave Gucci alone? He's
Okay.
already.
Okay. All right.
In trouble.
One more thing. We're running out of time here. One more thing I did want to talk about from the health section. Nearly 12 million pounds of ready-to-eat chicken products recalled over the listeria risk. Bruce Pack, producer of pre-cooked meat and poultry, has recalled pre-made salads, wraps, and other items sold at stores including Trader Joe's, 7-Eleven, Kroger, and other major stores. Some were distributed to schools as well.
Mm.
Affected items include pre-made salads, burritos, and wraps containing chicken. Let's move to the what's really going on section. And so, as suggested by our two co-hosts here, what is that old saying that folks still use, and you wonder why they still are trying to, or they misuse, such as that part right there. And what was the equivalent to that, Aprylette?
Pretty much her saying, oh, I forgot. I just said it, and it was so good. I forgot it that fast.
Come on, Yolanda. What was it?
Because it was like that part. So she was pretty much saying like, well, she didn't say that part. She said, I second that notion.
But Sybil, I have another one that they say that
Okay.
I am coming around to that used to really, really irritate me, for real. And I've been thinking about this more and more over the past week. Is I hate the saying, "It is what it is," because I don't know what that. I used to didn't know what that meant.
Okay.
And now, with different revelations, I'm starting to recognize that I guess some things
what it is.
are what it is.
Yeah, it are what it is.
Yeah, because and that I'm telling you, I used to hate. It's like that is just such a non-committal comment. Like, what does that mean? But some things, it is what it is. I mean, there's no better way to put that. Or I'm open.
Yeah.
What's a better way of putting it? That Sybil, you are a linguist. What is a better way of saying it is what it is that makes better sense to people like me?
I've known you for these many years, and I've never been able to come up with anything that makes sense to you.
Oh, see, this is how that is so true.
Brenda section on
it
Facebook, it is what it is. It's so passive aggressive. Oh, so I understand
It's
why
kind of dismissive too, because like it is what it is. It's dismissive.
Somebody else said that it's dismissive. Well, thank you.
Susan Houston on Facebook says it sounds dismissive. Yeah, your response is that is what it is. Okay.
I have one that our good friend Justice always says. She always says pot meat kettle, like pot meat kettle black. Oh. That's one of the sayings. Like that's an old saying that I don't think like the younger kids kind of know. Like what is pot meat kettle?
I say that
they ain't even had a kettle.
I say that too.
You know what a kettle is, right?
That's so true.
Yeah. So
all they know is they go into Starbucks and they get some hot water and a tea. They don't know.
Yep, they don't know what a pot or a kettle.
Yeah, pot.
That's
kettle.
one.
But I love Justice, but that's a dumb saying anyway.
Why?
Why is pot meat kettle dumb?
Because what is that? So drink meets cup. I mean,
no, but pot meets kettle means like the pot is black, the kettle's black. So if I do something that is black, or not black as in my color or my skin or my race, but if I do something and then you do something, it's like, well, pot meat kettle.
Y'all are right there together.
Right there in the same boat, baby.
Okay. All right.
See, she don't get the sayings. What's another saying, y'all?
Okay, so the doors are open. Won't you come? As Reverend Adnoids would say, Manuel Murphy on Facebook. Do they still say my bad?
Do they?
Aprylette?
My bad.
Well, I always think that once white people start to say it, that it no longer, applies.
True.
But I still say, oh, that's cool. Okay, that's cool.
That's cool. Do you say peace out? Like peace out?
as a joke.
Okay, but
As a joke. As a joke. Peace out. But no.
what about those things like it's always sunny in California, like sunny in Serato, or like some little witty little sayings like that? Like it's always, what do people say?
I know it's all good, but I don't say
Yeah.
that either.
Yeah.
It's always sunny. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. That's a TV show.
Oh, that's a TV show. I feel like I thought that was his saying. Like it's always.
Y'all are silly, Sybil. We got a lot, and I don't understand. Here, I'm just gonna put it up there, and y'all can
Okay.
go through it.
Michael Stallworth on Facebook said, Manuel Murphy, we have another biblical saying from the Last Supper when one of the disciples said, the soup was great, but it had way too much Lot's wife in it anyway. Salt.
And I wouldn't call myself a biblical scholar, but where do people say that at?
I think he was trying to be humorous there.
Oh,
So do the church folks say that? Saying
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think he was trying his best Reverend Adnoids, but it wasn't.
Okay. Ooh.
Sometimes those don't translate into writing, Michael. Let me just say that. Oh, Gwen Webb, you don't think fat meets greasy? Myra J.
That
used to say
never
that all
goes
the
out
time.
of style, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna believe me, but when I tell you, you're not gonna believe fat meat is greasy.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you,
That'll
Yeah.
never go out of style. You're right about that, Yolanda.
Yeah.
although perhaps it should, because we're becoming more of a vegan society.
Well, after that story, you know what? Every time you tell one of those stories, I really think about following Aprylete and becoming vegan until it's time to eat again. And so
So you go to your favorite Italian restaurant, get a little chicken dish, and then you're like, okay, I'm over it. Right.
But yeah, and I have to put you out of my head. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dad's Go Clothing on YouTube. I say to my boys, you get Mo bees with honey, and they look at me like, what?
What does that mean?
Miss Dupree used to tell me that too. You get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar.
Yeah.
So to be more pleasant. And
You've never heard that before, Aprylete?
No, I've never heard that one before. You get more bees with honey's no. I've heard like the apple don't move. The apple ain't far from the tree, like something
don't
like
fall
that.
far from the tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Aprylete, from a biblical standpoint, because I know you're that person, you can tell a tree by the fruit that it bears.
That's right. The fruits of the spirit don't play. Self-control. Yep. Come on, we can name them all.
Okay.
Yolanda says that about her family. I don't so much about mine.
My family is great. My family is great, and they produce great fruit. For real.
Every piece of fruit.
Well. There's sometimes some worms that get in some apples.
Okay.
But it's an individual thing.
Okay.
And that's once it hits the ground, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
While it's on the tree, it
doesn't grow like that. I love that.
Because I'm telling you, that spirit and that is not of us, and we say that all the time.
Yeah,
that's not who we are. Ooh, and we do, and we are like that. Ooh, who is that? Where'd you get that from? That ain't us. We don't act like that.
That's true.
Yep.
And what about?
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, what?
I was gonna say, do people still say birds of a feather flock together? Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's good.
Birds of a feather flock.
But they also say that opposites attract. So.
And that's the one. It's like, do you really believe opposites attract? Because when you're like, you want some what's the word? Similarity with people that you're in cahoots with or partners.
Do you believe opposites attract?
In some cases, yeah.
I have a Trump MAGA man. And I'm just saying, if that's what you believe.
I didn't say that I'm attracted to it. I just said
he's 6'5". He got a real good job.
I think that you and Ward are good examples of opposites attract.
Oh, well, that's true. That's okay. All right, you win, Sybil. Go on with the next one.
Okay, Shirley and Tony Davis on Facebook. My favorite saying to the students is, you are nickel slick. However, I have you penny change.
That's
I like that. I've never heard that before.
I haven't heard that in a long
You
time.
a nickel slick, but I have you penny change. I feel like that was on Good Times or something.
Nickel.
Nickel slick, but I have you penny change.
They used to say that on the Waltons too.
Nickel slick. So
Slick.
what does that
Nickel
mean?
slick, but a penny change. You think you? Well, the way it was told to me, my great grandmother, as a matter of fact, tried to explain this to me. Said I was a very little girl. You may think that you all that, but I got your change right here. I got your even change.
Oh, okay.
That's good. That's
Okay.
good.
Oh, that is good. Okay.
You think you nickel slick, but I got
You think you all that big nickel or big quarter, but I got your change.
I got
right
your
here.
change
I
right.
got
Ooh,
your
I
equal-
like
I
that.
got your change in equal
I'm gonna
amounts.
start saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start saying that.
One monkey don't
One monkey don't stop no
shows.
show.
Rashida Houston, you are coming with them on Facebook today. All right. Okay, Rashida. All right. You're up.
Mhm.
You're up.
That was true. One monkey don't stop no show. I still say that to this day.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it was also a good play.
It was. Barry Hankerson was the producer.
There you go. Yep.
I did publicity for it. I don't even know if you were born, Aprylete, when I did publicity for that back in the day.
You never heard of it.
Was that in LA?
I was in LA at the Pantages Theater. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara Ferguson on YouTube, put that in your pipe and smoke it, meaning accept what I'm saying. So it's like put that in your pipe and you smoke it.
Oh,
So,
wow.
accept what I'm saying. I'm so glad you added the explanation to that.
I've never heard that.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it means accept what I'm saying.
You go ahead. You hear what I'm saying? Now you put that in your pipe and smoke
it.
Okay.
That part. Okay.
And I was like, I don't smoke.
That part.
Judy Douglas on Facebook, don't let your mouth write a check that you can't cash.
Yep. That still holds true to this day.
Yeah, that's still true. That's true.
And it's so funny because I hear that mostly when Black folks telling white folks that.
Oh, is that right?
In heated situations, yes.
Oh, okay. So are they telling that to Karens?
Yes.
Are they?
Should be.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Aubrey W on YouTube, do people still say neither here nor there? That's neither here nor there. That don't make no difference. That's neither here nor there. That don't make no difference.
And what does that mean?
It means that, whether it's here or there, it doesn't make a difference. It's all the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard that. Like, yeah, that's good. Okay.
You are an interpreter.
What's another one? You know what? Some of them have been kind of inappropriate. Like, I feel some little sayings that people used to say, if they said them nowadays, they would not, be able to say them.
Yeah.
And somebody said to me, this story will probably go left, but I'm gonna just say somebody said to me like, oh, something with your bedroom eyes. And I didn't know what bedroom eyes were. And I looked it up. I had to Google it. And I'm just like, why would you? I was a receptionist at this point. I was just saying good morning. Like
you are a silly girl. You are really a silly girl.
With your bedroom eyes. I'm a young
have a nice day.
Didn't know what that meant. I'm like, so I Google. I'm like, oh, so yeah.
Can I ask what the circumstances were? Were you walking into an office? Was it someone you knew?
Yeah, did you know the person?
Yes, I worked with this. I was at the news station. This was like when I first started. I was a receptionist, and a person that worked in the department, but in sales. And so every morning, everybody comes in.
He might have been working out some lines on you.
Man, and I was so confused because
that's
I never
something
heard
you can't
that.
say to a client.
But I think it's very
and it's something that you don't hear a lot of people say anymore because it's very sexual.
Yeah.
Yes, and I did not understand.
But I am so shocked that you looked it up. That you did out like
because I wanted to know, like, what? Because again, it's early morning. Good morning, have a great whatever. What does that mean, sir?
No,
and it was
he was moving towards another.
So was he trying to holler?
Honestly, I don't think so because, but you know what? White people have a different sense of humor, and their wittiness is weird. And I'm just gonna say it. So, like, they say the darndest thing. Okay, it's different. And
Yeah.
so I don't know what he meant by that, but nothing else came about that. But it definitely was different. And yeah,
And he only did it one time.
he only did it one time.
You didn't have to call HR and say anything.
No, but trust him. Trust and believe. I would have took my little butt right up to HR.
Would you?
Yes.
And that was in a day when we barely had HR departments.
Hmm. Okay, right.
You betcha by golly wow, as Yolanda would say.
You bet your dollar. What's another one? Like you bet your bottom.
Bet your bottom
bet your
dollar,
bottom
I
dollar.
would have gone. Yeah.
Bet your bottom dollar.
Yep.
Dollar. Okay.
Sybil, what does that mean? Bet your bottom dollar.
You can best believe. Put your money on this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but why does it have to be your bottom dollar? Why can't it be
Probably
your middle
I think it's your last. It's your last.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, bottom
You
bottom
gotta,
dollar.
You gotta break it down, Sybil. Now this, I have no idea. I really don't know what this means.
Gwen Turner on YouTube, a friend of mine said her father used to say, "All roads lead to Ford Motor Company." That was from Edsel Ford. Everybody comes to us.
Wow.
We're the center of the universe.
Justice just reminded me that I was like, goody goody gumdrops.
And what does that mean?
And what does that mean?
That it's all good. That it's all good. Yes. It's a really, really, really good thing.
It's
Goody,
all
goody,
good.
gumdrops.
Goody,
Yeah.
goody gumdrops.
But,
Because that just
you know,
doesn't
let
sound
me
right
tell
like goody goody Twizzlers, does it? It doesn't. No.
But I tell you,
Goody goody Laffy Taffy. That doesn't
one of
sound.
my favorite sayings is "Bet you by golly wow." And when I tell you, my brother and my sister, they hate that saying.
Mm.
And is that why it became, as the baby, is that why it became your saying?
Probably just
It kicked them off.
Oh, Rashida's on the road.
Rashida Houston, if it ain't one thing, it's another.
Mhm.
If it ain't
And
one
those
thing, it's
are
another.
also, bet you by golly, wow, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Songs
Yeah.
that you know.
Oh, that's the song?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
I
God.
feel like I have a saying, but I don't know what it is.
Midnight Rider, Aprylete, biggest fan on YouTube, says, "Don't worry about the mule going blind. Just get on the wagon and hold the line." I have never. That is the countryest I've ever heard.
Don't worry about the mule
going blind. Just get on the wagon and hold that line.
I had never heard that one.
You know what I've been saying a whole lot lately? Don't tell me how the sausage is made. Just give it to me and make it good. Okay. I don't want to hear the details. You do all of that and just bring it back complete and done.
Did Mother Dear say that to you?
You know, somebody that I used to work with used to say that.
Oh. Don't tell me how the sauce is made. Just what's the rest of it?
Just get in there and get it done.
Yeah. No, just bring it back and make it good.
Oh, then just bring it back and make it good.
Yeah, so make it good.
Well, you don't need to know all the work they put into making this way.
No.
You don't need to know. And then I did this, and then I did that, and then I did
mechanics. Yeah, well, I gotta go, and they really break it down. I'm like, whoa, Nelly, whoa,
Nelly.
I don't need to know all of that.
It's just because the mule is blind.
Okay, so but this is going on and on and on and on.
I know. Is this? You got one more? You want to close, or should we close now? Oh, Justice, if you like it, I love it. Yolanda says that too.
Yep.
And I don't need her to say that. I need her to say yes or no, hot or cold, black or white.
Say it again.
I was told to ask you about soon come.
Oh,
it's I say soon come all the time. Who told you to ask me that? Justice.
What does that mean?
Tell her to log out. Dang.
We're gonna have to have Justice on with Aprylete one night.
Go ahead. Let's bring on in. Bring it on home.
But is it like the Jamaica soon come?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. We never were allowed to say things like that in my house.
Really?
Yeah, because my mother would never let us go to. We couldn't go to Jamaica. Like everybody was going to Jamaica on vacation, and one of my mother's ex-husbands, I think the first one, was Jamaican, and like nope.
Oh, so she banned all things Jamaican.
We couldn't have curried anything. We couldn't say soon come.
Jerk.
Nothing. We couldn't have ginger beer. It was a whole lot.
Okay, so it's a whole lot of them, but
okay, but we're out of time.
Just that ain't always true.
Charlotte, Bow, and Bellamy, but it's darn near close.
Is it?
It is darn near close.
It depends on who's in the home with you.
Well, is it your home? Because then
no, but some homes have a lot of discord.
Yeah, well then you should be back where home is, where the heart is. Then it's time for you to pack up your shit and go back to where
period.
Damn,
home is.
Okay. I got one more.
Because I had one person when I came home, when I had my first job in radio and I came home, my mother had a bunch of people over. It was around my birthday. And somebody said to me, "Oh, I know you got to be where the money is." And I was like, "No, home is really where the heart is." And I really believe that. I really believe that. So I'm with you, Charlotte.
Hallmark movie. Yeah.
Yay. 24/7 starting this weekend. Come on. Yes, I'm sorry, Aprylete. What were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was just going to say the last one I can think of is, do people still say a needle in a haystack? Or that's like a needle in a haystack.
It's like finding a needle in the haystack. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult to find.
What's the biblical that it's easier for
to love an ugly man as it is?
No, it's a scripture that is easier
for
than to get through a needle's eye.
I don't know that one. So
through the eye of a needle?
Through the eye of a needle. That it is easier to get through the eye of a needle than to be righteous or something. Somebody tell me that.
Sybil said to love an ugly man.
Dang it, this is what it is.
I have a needle than for a rich man to enter heaven.
That's what it is.
Michael, that's your strong point right there. No. Right there. Right there,
thanks, Michael.
All right, so let's move to trending, and we're going to come back to these old sayings one day, I promise.
Yeah, because we left a lot.
As happened yesterday before we went on the air, Vice President Kamala Harris did it. She went on Fox News. She went into the devil's den, and the viewers were disabused of any notion the station might approach the interview with some sort of journalistic standards. They had their plan. Brett Baird had the way he was going to do it and the way he was going to address her. He kept calling her Madam Vice President. That was fine. He pronounced her name correctly. That's fine. But he was very aggressive. And from the second he sat across from her, it was clear that this was going to be a Fox News production. And I had a long back and forth with J. Anthony Brown yesterday about this. Oh, it's great she's going on. Yes, she should. And I said, what's going to happen afterwards is the Ish show that's going to come out of Fox. And what they're going to do is they're going to present or produce clickbait.
Absolutely.
And they're going to have lines and they're going to, in order for people to go, what did she say this time? And blah, blah, blah. And things like that. And that's exactly what they did.
But that's what they would do anyway. They would do it anyway.
They wouldn't do that to Donald Trump.
Oh no! I'm talking Fox News. They're going to do something.
But if you're fair and balanced, which I don't think they call themselves that anymore.
But she handled his ass, and
she did. She did.
I don't really care for interviews. All of that. That's corny. We've seen all of that. And I really, really loved it because she was strong, but she was dignified.
Because she could have said, "Look, Mo."
Yeah, she didn't do any of that. She didn't roll her neck, but she was very, very Black woman.
I was very close to going Elvis, though.
Huh?
I was very close to going Elvis.
What is that?
And I was ready to throw something at the television. You know, Elvis was famous for shooting up the television when
Oh,
he didn't like something.
Sybil, we didn't know that. We didn't know. See, you
I
know
mean,
you gotta break stuff. Aprylette, did you know what Sybil was talking about?
one of the sayings, I'm like, we're going Elvis, maybe
Right,
we're
there's
going
another
gold.
saying. I'm going Elvis.
It used to be before going Elvis. It used to be going postal on somebody.
Oh,
Remember
okay, I've
before
heard
this
of
used to
that.
go?
Okay.
Okay.
Going book.
So it was the way that he set up his questions. It was the type of questions that, you know, imagine demanding that she apologize to the mother, to the families of people that were killed by immigrants. It was very emotional and it was very one sided. But she, as you said, she handled it
She
very,
did.
very well. Yeah.
And Sybil, if you really look at it, because I had to look at it again, he wilted. Like he's
Because she was
Mm,
like, "Let me finish.
and he
You're not going to
as
go
she
to another
should.
question."
it was beautiful. And Aprylette, I don't like discord. I don't like stuff like that. But it was beautiful how he was just coming at her
And
and
how
she
she,
stood up and
yeah.
she leaned forward and she said, and he more and more and more shrunk.
And so much to the point that the interview was supposed to be for an hour, and then it turned out that it was more about 20 minutes. And so they really didn't have any editing or anything to do, but they had to fill that hour. So they had everybody come on in and let's build Brett up again because he's feeling mighty low,
Mm,
and every
And
one
when
of
you
them
look
had.
at it, Sybil, I believe that this is just me. I believe because the interview was supposed to be an hour. I believe that she was cutting his ass up so much that Fox cut it off. He just said they're rapping me. Fox, they had to
That might have been a
because
sign of a good producer then.
yes,
It's
they
time.
had to stop that
It's time
massacre.
we gotta check our casualties.
Yes, I would have
mm,
done that as a producer. I would have gotten my talent out of that war.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
she massacred him.
I
As
think she
she
did a
should.
masterful job,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I I understand why she went there, and she may have made some friends, but for the most part, she it was not a good day for the Fox family. It was not a good day. Meanwhile, Donald Trump didn't have a good day. He went on Univision in Miami, and this gave him an opportunity to appeal to Latin and Hispanic voters, especially when you're talking about immigration in the swing states of Nevada and Arizona. He claimed the Biden Harris administration overseen record levels of inflation, which is not true. You know, you could kind of go off all the things that Donald Trump lies about and have people like, nope, that's not true. Fact check, nope, 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 and go on down the line. And he was trying to talk about interest rates and how, you know, when I left, the interest rates were about 2%. You know, by the time the Biden team finishes up this year, it'll be 10%. That's not true. It's not true. Um, and they did go high, but that's because of the inflationary period caused by the pandemic, which you allowed to get out of hand and
Girl,
out of
stop
control.
explaining what we did. We know, they know. But
He
what was
doesn't.
great,
I believe he believes that crap.
they know. Because let me tell you something, Sybil, when he said that it was a peaceful transfer of power, when they cut to
Did
the
you see the
audience,
lady? Did you see the lady? She goes,
like, it was like the cameraman was right on Aprylette. She's like,
It's like, really? Oh, God.
it was priceless.
and he can't answer questions like this Hispanic man said. What are you going to do about, you know, keeping migrants out and who are working those jobs that, you know, people that need to be filled? He goes, well, it's hundreds and thousands of murderers and drug dealers. That's who we're going to try to keep out. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that's not answering my question.
Right.
But he was given an opportunity to dismiss a lot of the stuff, including about eating the dogs and cats. And he said, well, that's the news that I was given. You know,
And they were eating more than that. What
right,
does that
That's
mean?
what
right,
he said.
right.
That's what he said, Aprylette.
Yeah.
Like,
Goodness
that was
gracious.
the
He's
report
a
that came
joke.
out, and they were eating more than that.
And I'll give you
A
a full
joke.
report when I get there. I'm going to
A
Springfield and I'll
joke.
give you, yeah, okay. All right.
Golly.
So this is about my girl and Angel Reese. This may be the year of the WNBA, but some things never change. The WNBA salaries are still historically lower than those in the NBA. First year NBA player Angel Reese is addressing the WNBA salary revealing that her salary barely covers her everyday expenses. Get in line, little girl.
No,
Now,
wait. Part of her everyday expenses
well, let's
is eight.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
is $8,000 a month rent.
Right, that's her
And that's
rent.
wild.
Her rent,
Don't do that.
not her
Don't
mortgage.
complain. That's not cool,
So
Sybil.
she admitted it. She said,
No.
and I said this is where the head scratching begins because she said her rent is 8,000, and she added, "I know I'm living beyond my means, like y'all think. I don't." And this is what really saddens me. She said, "I don't even know what my salary is."
That's number one a problem.
Wait, she said what? What is
She
that?
said, "I don't even know what my salary is. My WNBA salary is."
Is it because she spends her money from her endorsements and she's just banking that?
No. I mean, in order to live as an adult, you got to know how much you're
You
bringing
gotta
in
know.
before
But
you put.
maybe it's just so significant and she's just putting it all in a bank.
Well, you shouldn't
But
trust
even
that
still, yeah, and then even a
Yeah,
lot
you're
of
right.
these,
because even if you
yeah,
have a manager, even if you have an
you gotta
agent,
know
and they're supposed to
what
take care of
every
those things,
dollar,
Oprah signed
every
every
dollar.
check,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how
and
you keep money when you're
she's a
making money.
gazillionaire. She signed every check.
You're right.
Yeah, you got to.
So she said, and she
Tom
is
Joyner
making.
did too. Tom Joyner used to sign every
Yep,
check.
yep, and count every penny. I was like my daddy. She made an estimated $73,000 during this rookie season. That's a nice salary.
73,000.
That's before taxes. I will grant you that. And taxes in Chicago and the state of Illinois are high.
Oh.
But in addition to that, she has endorsements and partnerships with brands like Beats by Dr. Dre, the Reebok endorsement, and Reese's. So she's Angel Reese. They have the Hershey's Candy Company announced their apparel collaboration with her last year. That includes T-shirts, hoodies, hats, and jerseys. So she's making, she's got money that she can put in the bank, and she's got money to that she's got to spend for her $8,000 rent, and she's got a little bit of money to play with, which, unlike a lot of us, she's got more to play with.
And so that's why I'm just very disappointed, and I hate that we even highlight that she said
Well,
that.
no, but
I wish that would have flew up under the radar
because
because
it's really important, and we need to do this with our young people too. And God bless my mother, making me understand you have to have a budget. You have to know how much is coming in and how much is going out, and be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah. No matter if you get paid $2 or $200,000, like
right.
you have
That's
to.
right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there are probably 98% of the WNBA really do not make enough money for but because she's in the WNBA, she has these endorsements. I'm just saying, I just wish that it would have been presented a different way.
And I wish that, and I hope that the WNBA is listening to this, and somebody's doing like what they used to do with, or I don't know if they still do it, but they did it with the NFL players when the first year guys would come in, they would have financial people come in and say, "Here's where you need to run your life."
Yeah.
Yep. And Sam is right. On YouTube, mostly all rookie athletes have a money management team. And
you got to
sometimes
be in
it's
their
your
business.
family, and you have to be the one to look over their shoulders and say, now where is that going, and why are you paying that way? Yeah.
But we know so many athletes that go broke when they're finished.
Yes.
So how's that working for them?
Well,
living
it's a lot
their
different.
means.
Like Sam said, they have money management teams. They didn't always have that.
Got it.
So let's move to entertainment. We're moving we got a lot going on today, but we recently talked about former President Jimmy Carter fulfilling his final wish by casting a ballot for Kamala Harris. He said it was a good morning, or at least that was the message coming out from his family. The 39th president turned 100 on October 1st, filled out a ballot, which was placed in a drop box in Sumter County Courthouse in Georgia. But check this out. One day after early voting began in Georgia, an 81-year-old Georgia woman just cast her first vote ever.
Oh.
And why? Her husband never let her vote.
Oh.
He died last year, and so she cast her first ballot, and the television station came and they chronicled her trip to cast her first vote.
Oh.
Her name is Mrs. Betty Cartledge. She went to the Newton County polling location in the greater Atlanta area. For decades, she said she didn't put much thought into the fact that she had never participated in any election. But this year, on the eve of her 82nd birthday, she's going to turn 84 this week, something changed. Her niece took her to the polling place and she explained she never tried voting sooner because her longtime husband discouraged it. She said she was so young and everything when we got married, I never really thought about it. And then when I got old and I thought that it wouldn't count to vote. When her husband died, she started a conversation. This election was a part of a national conversation. And so she decided it was time to make her voice heard.
Sybil, was she or is she?
No.
Oh.
She's a white woman.
She? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And she didn't tell us who she voted for.
That's not the story.
That's not the story. She voted.
Yeah.
That's good for her. She said, that man dead and gone now. I'm going to go to the polls.
I'm not sure she said that, Aprylete.
That old coot.
Yeah.
He's deader than a doornail.
Is that what she said?
Deader than a doornail.
Doornail.
Yolanda, let's close out with your wonderful jewel.
Of course, we're talking about being honest, really honest with yourself. And so for today, staying honest in all situations reflects strong character and integrity. So be honest.
Be honest. Honestly, wasn't that fun? More fun than you thought it was going to be today?
Honestly.
Dang, Aprylete is on it today. Yes.
Honestly?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. Don't forget, if you can, vote. Aloha.